All right. So I kind of feel like today's one of those days where everything's doomed. Between the cold and the wind out there, I'm moving us into the garage. I hate showing my garage right now on camera because it's a royal mess. The whole thing needs to be demolished and redone as far as I'm concerned, but at least it needs to be cleaned out. That's a job for the spring. And now we're about to attach our door. I made sure that the door is going to slide nice and easy, and I recommend out there for anyone doing this same project, test your door first, make sure that the tracks are perfectly even, otherwise you're going to hang up. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm taking a set of washers in between the door and the plastic just to give it a little bit more space so that the door tracks nice and easy, and then I'm using a separate washer over the top. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now, but I think that's going to make this function a lot better so we don't have to go back and make further modifications later. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little bit better because the wind isn't blowing in here, although I do apologize for the mess in my garage. Another project that hopefully is coming to the farm sometime soon is going to be building a post and beam barn down closer to the existing barn. That will function more as a shop and storage for the tractors so that the garage can be just a garage again instead of everything. Keep your eye open because I do anticipate doing that in the near future. Obviously, some of it's going to be dependent on finances, but I'm really hoping that it's going to be a this year sort of project. So let's get back to our grain door installation. Oh, and the other thing while I was doing the move is my SD card ran out of space, so I had to run in the house and get a new SD card. So this project has just been one pitfall after another, although, you know, not to sound doom and gloom or anything, but that tends to be farming on the whole. You know, it's always one thing or another that catches you off guard. So I put a washer in between the rails and the plastic already. I'm threading my bolt through with another washer between the bolt and the rail. Good. And then we're going to put our nut on the back side. Oh, okay. And these are the washers that I'm using between the rail and the plastic. I'll tighten these up at the end. Good. At least in here without that wind blowing. I can do this more or less without the gloves on, and it's a little bit more comfortable. That wind just goes right through you. One thing Wyoming is known for is wind. It's not every day, but when it happens, holy mackerel, it'll go through you. All right. Let's get this one on. Good. And you can see that the part of the metal frame that I took out the other day with the grinder, it's the perfect size to hold this door and not have any problems with the frame being in the way of the door. But again, you want your rails to be perfectly perpendicular, otherwise you're going to have problems with the door binding up. First, I just want to tighten these up and test proof of concept, make sure the door glides nice and easy. Okay, let's try this. Nice. Got a little burr in the plastic here, that's what's holding that up there, but I can take that out with some sandpaper. I don't know, guys, I can't wait to put our grain in here instead of those 55-gallon drums and just be able to fill a bucket and be done. Open the door, fill the bucket, bada boom, right? I think that's going to be a lot nicer. One more. There we go. You. Everybody still alive out there? Good. All right. So our door is on. I'm going to take off this burr. Use a little coarse grain sandpaper. I'm actually thinking about cutting this down a little bit more, maybe like a U. But let's see how this first run goes first. And see if that's something we need to do or not. Lose you again. All right, good. Oh. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty rough with you, I guess. All right, so door is installed. Next step is going to be I borrowed some forks from a friend of mine. We'll put those on the tractor and we'll take, actually no, I'm lying to you. Next step is we need to put the top bars back on that go through here and hold this down. Do I really think it's going to be crucial that they be on? No. No, I honestly don't. I don't think this thing's going to go anywhere once I set it where it's going. But, you know, just to keep everything together, and because I'm kind of a little OCD about things like that, I'm going to put those back on. Let's see if I can find a good spot. Okay, hopefully you can see me from there. When your garage is a mess, gang, you can't find anything you need when you need it. So don't be like me. Keep your shop or your garage nice and neat. So I'm just getting the correct driver. I believe it's this one. Let's find out. That's it. All right, so we're using the drill. I'm just gonna put them on loosely first, I don't want to hose myself when I can't get it where I need it. Alright. Torque this side down. Good. The other nice thing about these is they do supply some support to the sides. So if I did put too much weight in here, at least it would keep it from just blowing out, theoretically. I don't know that would necessarily happen anyway. This is going to be the tricky one because somehow this thing got bent. Oh, no, we're okay. There we go. Put this side down. All right. So, got a new, well, not new, but different toy that we can try today. Instead of wearing you on my head, we're gonna try wearing you on my chest. See if that helps get some better angles. I don't know. We'll find out. Gotta figure out how the heck this thing goes on first. My guess would be this comes around my waist-ish. Holy mackerel. Okay. So we've got the forks attached, pretty much. We just need to make sure that they're lined up. Bring this one over. Oh, there it goes. All right. And I think that'll be about the right size. This around the waist clippy thing isn't working out so great, guys. All right, so trying yet again something different. So here's our gated feeder. We've got our forks on. So our forks are just a little too wide for this pallet. So what I'm gonna do, you guys let me know what you think of that view. Hopefully I don't crush you with the pallet. What do you think? How cool is that? Total action shot, right? And I'm gonna grab our stuff to do chores because I have not done chores yet today. Throw it on top of there. Hopefully it doesn't bounce off. Probably will. that sucked. All right. We actually made it pretty far, farther than I thought we would. Now the hose is going to be all tangled. My gloves are going to be more wet than I'd like. I'm going to set this here for the moment, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this tote probably right there. And then I'm going to grab the bag of grain and put at least one in the tote. Those bags of grain are 500 pounds a piece. If I can get it in the tote with that little bit of, if I back up here, my tractor is going to be higher. Because one thing I struggle with is getting those bags high enough to go into the 55-gallon drum, or in this case, the tote. I think they're about the same height, so I don't think my height advantage has improved, but with the forks, I should be able to grab the full tote and set it up onto a few pallets to gain a little more height to get the bucket underneath when we're done. So let's try. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set you guys on the hay shed, which hopefully will give you a pretty good view of what's going on here. Somebody forgot to close the store yesterday after they gave the horses hay, and that somebody was me. All right. Unload. So I'm gonna have to go down and get the truck, pull it up a little bit so that I can get the tractor in and pull the pallets off. All right, gang, so we need to get this done. My battery is quickly going down. This cold is not helping. I did pull up the trailer, so now we can get to the pallets on either side. I might move the tote. Haven't decided yet, but let's get these pallets offloaded so that we can fill up our tote. only built one IBC tote for now. I do have another one up there ready to go, but for the time being, I wanted to build one, use it for, I don't know, a week, couple weeks, and see how well it worked. I have high hopes, but at the same time, I'd rather use one and discover what I did wrong and then build a better one than build them both at the same time and have just as many problems. So the chicken feed, right now, I'm just putting down next to the chicken coop so I can move that trailer out of the way. Next IBC tote, and then when we do that, we can come back down and fill it up. Here's the tricky part. Nice. Good. While I'm over here, let's see if we can get the tractor through all this snow and move a few things around behind the pig pen so we can put our tote up. I've got my doubts. Tractor is four-wheel drive, but I don't know. Let's see. Well, so far so good. Well, that's where we're going to have trouble. Nope. Sausage and Plan B, number 13, hanging out over there. Let's go back and see if we can put some grain in that tote and bring it down here. It's going to be a trick and a half getting it into position. I hope it works. Alright, so one of the harder parts of doing this is getting these loops into the canvas tote and lifting it high enough to get over that thing. So we're going to try. I'm going to set you right here so hopefully you get a good view. Not a whole lot to hook up to around here, but hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. get enough height to get the bottom of the bag, which is where where it empties from, over this IBC tote. So I'm going to go to Plan B. We're famous for Plan B here at the Rustic Hills Ranch. I'm going to cut some holes in the bag so that I can stick the forks through the bag instead of through those loops. And that way, hopefully, I get a little more height. The risk is always that the bag just rips, and that's no good. But I don't have a whole lot of options here. So we're going to try that. So far I am. So don't try this at home. So again, don't do this at home. Reaching under stuff like this, probably not a smart idea. But I've done it a bunch and haven't lost an arm yet. There we go. That worked a lot better than trying to fill those 55-gallon drums, believe it or not. It's still not perfect because my tractor just doesn't get the height I need, so I need to figure something out for that, but doing this a lot better. And I'm glad I borrowed these pallet forks because the bale spears end up ripping right through the bag just because they're rounded, whereas the pallet forks, that square shape, I think, prevents it from just ripping all the way through. So that worked out a lot better. So far, really happy, guys. So far, I've had no waste. Nothing leaking out of the door that shouldn't be. Just wish it was a little warmer. This is actually really going great compared to how this normally works for me. I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear it running through, and this is definitely getting a lot lighter. So is there still a little bit of futz factor? Yeah, there is. This is way better than struggling with those 55, because the other problem with those 55-gallon drums this bag, you know, it takes 3 drums to empty one bag, right? So in between drums, you have to figure out a way to get this to close back off, which is difficult. Move everything over to the next drum, or try and move drums out and drums in. I would much rather sit here for a minute and let this empty like this with no waste than deal with those 55-gallon drums. And at the end, you don't have to scoop out of a drum constantly. You just open a door and fill a bucket. So I think that's going to be way better. I'm going to lift a little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah. Almost done. Not a grain of waste of our grain. Not a single kernel. I am so happy with that, guys. That is going to be so much better. So much better. Now I'm just gonna pull this bag off, and I have been stashing these bags in the back of our big old trailer that we hardly ever use. Anyone wants to buy a 6-horse trailer, all steel, with a huge tack compartment that could also have a bunk in it, give me a call. I'll make you a good deal. This thing's awesome, it really is. So it's huge. You separate all 6 horses with doors. There's doors up at the front that come out the sides, these doors in the back, and then there's in the middle spots there are doors just to access the horses without letting them out. This thing is awesome. When we moved up here to Wyoming, most of our animals came in this. Call it the Ark. But I just don't have a use for it anymore. What I'd really like to do that would work better for us is get rid of the small horse trailer, get rid of this big trailer, and get rid of this flatbed, and get like a 3-horse slant load aluminum trailer and a better flatbed that's like a gooseneck with ramps that I could actually use. But anyway, so this is working out great. I'm gonna move this tote down to the pigs, and you can come along with me. And then we'll work on getting the other bag in there. If I still have battery. Ooh, it's cold. I'm gonna move it down there on a pallet. I want some extra height. What I'd really like to do is get both pallets on there. But I better not be too greedy, or I'll have problems. Yep. That's because I'm underneath that other one. You can fix that. Gang, so how'd we do? Working like a champ. I already tested it and fed the pigs again. Gave them a little treat. I got so excited I didn't pick the camera up. All right, gang. So proof of concept. The IBC tote for grain storage is a winner. Works like a champ. I'm sorry the battery died right at the end yesterday. I did get greedy and I put the other bag in, the other grain bag. So both of them are in there. And then I moved it into place. It's a little tricky with all the snow and stuff going on here. So I had to kind of reposition a few times. But once I got it in place, it works like a champ. I'm gonna go ahead and feed the pigs right now so you can see how it works. So I hung this little bucket right up here so it doesn't get lost or blown away. The only thing I would like to do still is make maybe some metal flashing for a spout to bring it out a little bit more so it doesn't collect up in here, but not a huge deal. Works like a champ. All right. And if the birds get a little extra, not that big of a deal compared to what I was wasting trying to put it in the 55-gallon drums. This is really nothing. I know. Everybody wants food. Oh yeah, there you go. Why do you stand right over the thing? Once I get that metal flashing in place, I think it'll be even that much better, but I am loving it so far. Oh, everybody go over here, look over here, look over here. A little bit more. All right. Everybody's water is iced over. I think I might just come out later and give them a little now. Come back down in a while and fill them up. Like I said, the IBC tote for grain storage, working like a champ. I'm really happy with it. Now I need to get to work on a second one for the chicken feed, and then we can get some of this more organized, I hope. Today the sun is shining, but it's still only 20 some degrees. So even though it looks nice, it's not great. But I'll take the sunshine before we get another storm later this week. So I hope you enjoyed this making of the IBC Tote grain bin. I think I'm actually going to try and grab some more footage when I do the second one, so I can hopefully make things a little bit more streamlined for everyone. So there may be a second video, and if this first one wasn't quite good enough, we can always put that up. But thank you for coming along with us at the Rustic Hills Homestead. Please remember to like and subscribe if this was useful to you or at least entertaining. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you all. Bye-bye.